Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking.
XconMedia.
Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you tapping in. If you're new to the channel, you get something from it. You know what to do. I ain't got to ask for it. Listen here, man. Boosie, man. Boosie has been in a long, lengthy process going through this case. Now, let me give you a little bit of case background. Number one, the feds were watching somebody that was on Instagram Live, and it just so happened that Boosie was in the video, and allegedly, and I say allegedly because they have prop guns all the time. They have stuff that look like it's a firearm. It's not a firearm. Who knows? But the feds was looking on the man live because they was watching him, and they messed around and caught a bigger fish. So once they got on the line to the local police, Los Angeles, San Diego, somebody out there in California, they swooped in, cornered the car. Boosie was in a suburban truck or something like that with two other people, one or two other people, and there were two firearms in the back somewhere. I don't even think they was on his person. Anyway, Boosie gets charged on the state level. All right. Couple of months pass by, he go back to court. Boom. They release him. The state drops the case. Guess what? The feds did not even let him get out the courtroom before they cuffed him up and booked him on, I believe, the same charge: possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. All right. Now, he is a non-violent felon, and we do know that there has been a lot of cases coming down the pipeline. Nobody really is talking about it, but if you look on YouTube, you will see where a lot of cases around the country it's been these district judges ruling that possession of a firearm by a convicted felon is unconstitutional. So this is what Boosie, after being months of house arrest, he had the ankle bracelet on, monitoring him and stuff like that. The feds eventually dropped the case. Because why? Boosie is a non-violent felon, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon has been ruled unconstitutional by federal judges around the country. Nobody is talking about that. So after consulting with his family, he got tired. He said he didn't want to fight no more. The new charges was possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, that is U.S.C. 922G. 1, which prohibits felons from possessing firearms. However, the reason why his case was dismissed earlier, it was because of a 2022 decision in the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, in which the ruling questioned the constitutionality of prohibiting non-violent felons from possessing firearms, as the government failed to provide sufficient historical precedents for such restrictions. Now, so Boosie is going to prison, okay? Or is he? See, me personally, and you heard it here first, I believe that Boosie is going to get a pardon from Donald Trump. But before we get into that, I just want to say that the laws, especially possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, is so old, antiquated, and outdated. How is it that you tell a person that they cannot protect themselves, they cannot protect their family. You just have to sit around and wait for something to happen to you. This man is a entertainer. This man is known. You got people out here that'll take you out the game just because they don't like you. Don't even have a reason to not like you. They just want to take you out of the game. And the government is doing everybody a disservice by saying what? You can't have a firearm. Now, the truth of the matter is, when you got this possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, I'm gonna have to do a video later on how many people are in the federal prison, not for anything else but possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. It wasn't possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony or things of that nature. They were simply carrying a firearm for their self-defense. And the Second Amendment is what it is. Okay. The forefathers are rolling over in their graves as to how this Second Amendment is being treated when it comes to certain people. And me, myself, I just do not agree with this law being like this. Okay. So it's kind of like if you had bad credit, the person with the bad credit with the 420 credit score, the 502 credit score, the 595 credit score, guess what's going to happen? They're going to always pay more money than the person with a 7 or 800 point credit score. So it's essentially holding that person down. You're holding a person down just because he got bad credit. In this instance, you have people that have, they broke the law. True enough, they served their time. I believe that once you serve your time and they open them doors and say you are free to go, guess what? You have paid your debt to society. The Eighth Amendment tells us that cruel and unusual punishment is against the Constitution. And for somebody to have to pay a debt to society for the rest of their life is cruel and unusual uh punishment. It just is. That's the bottom line. So no matter how you want to look at it, how you want to slice it up, if they tell you you get out of prison, you're safe to be in society. Me myself, I tell people all the time I'm not a truck driver. I'm just a businessman that just so happen to know how to drive trucks right now today. I'm a businessman that just so happen to know how to drive trucks. So that's what I'm doing today. I may not be doing that in the next 10 minutes. Now, the federal government has cleared me to go inside the ports, any port in the country. Every truck driver can't do that. They have cleared me to haul hazardous materials. Okay. We talking about an 80,000 pound hazard. Understand that they have cleared me to do that, to ride up and down these highways in the U.S. with an 80,000 pound hazardous vehicle. Okay. Doubles and triples, tankers, all right, passengers. Trusted. City of Atlanta trusted me for 2 years to make sure that I get live cargo, because that's what people are, live cargo. Buses with it. Sometimes the bus was at capacity to where all the seats was filled, all the standing room was gone, and everything, nothing was available in front of that yellow line. You trust me to do that, but yet you won't trust a convicted felon to handle a firearm. And we do know that convicted felons do not care about the law. The one that asks for permission is the one that you ought to be like, hey, that one right there, he changed his life. Because I'm telling you now, a lot of these cats out here now, they don't care, because the federal government say they can't have firearms, they gonna have them. You know what I'm saying? So the society is messed up to the point to where it's a demographic of people that are in prison for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and that should not be so. It's listen, you have stuff that happened in Walmart, in grocery stores. Look at that Buffalo shooting a few years ago. Grocery stores, and that was in New York, and we know how hard New York is on crime. It was a shooting in Fort Stewart today, but guess what? When you can have the toughest gun laws in the world. When somebody is determined to do something, it does not take a firearm to do it. Look at last week in Michigan, I think it was. Some dude was in Walmart and stuck 11 people with a knife, and it was a person with a firearm that stopped him. Otherwise, it could have been way worse. And guess what? Michigan is one of those states where you got to ride with the ammunition separated from the firearm in a closed compartment in your trunk. Michigan is one of those states. So the dude just so happened to be in Walmart, and guess what? Listen, he was not sitting in his car in the parking lot loading the firearm up and then put it on his person before he went to Walmart. My guess is he probably already had it loaded up and probably was exercising his Second Amendment right, like he should be able to do. But guess what? If he was not exercising his Second Amendment right, this guy probably would have stuck more than 11 people. You see what I'm saying? It was the good guy. The good guy with the firearm is gonna always beat the bad guy. Period. Point blank. And it's very good that guy had his firearm when he did, because it stopped the threat immediately. That's what it's all about. So again, man with a knife, he didn't have a firearm. He went to sticking people. Let's roll it back to New Orleans in New Year's Eve this year. No firearm, just a pickup truck, and he ran over by 20 people. Okay, so when people set in their mind that they're going to do something, they don't ask for permission before they do it. So it is really important that the federal government, it's time for this system to be overhauled, man. It just is. It's time for the system to be overhauled, because the system itself, now, true enough, I'm not one of these people that say the white man holding me back or this or that. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna provide for me and mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't say that because I did prison time that it holds me back from being a good person today. No, that's on me. But when it comes to people trying to turn their lives around and trying to help society, the people that keep getting held back, we as a society are doing them a disservice. Understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So Boosie, while he does not have the cleanest record in the world, okay, we admit that. We know, when you in the public spotlight, we know all about you. You know what I'm saying? However, let's just say he was carrying a firearm in California, because we still don't know if that was a real firearm until he go in the courtroom and say, yeah, that was a real firearm. We still don't know if it was a real firearm, but let's just say it was. Okay. Was it an aggravated assault? Did anybody get shot at? Did anybody get robbed? No, this man is simply protecting his person. He's simply protecting himself, and he should have that right to protect himself. He is an entertainer, and people are always looking to come up. Why can't he protect himself? Okay, so he wasn't in the commission of any other crime. It was just that. And then once he left there, he was on the way to whatever else he was about to do when the police pulled him over. So this part of the law needs to change, and I'm so glad that a lot of justices around the country have been saying possession of a firearm by a convicted felon is unconstitutional. It needs to be more of that. I'm gonna put down a link below, right? It is the DOJ, because the DOJ is about to start they're about to start a website up, okay, about a process for convicted felons to be able to go ahead on and re-get their rights to a firearm on the federal level. So it is a comment page. If you do not comment, don't try to come out and complain about what they do. You go on that comment page, all you got to do is say you are in support of felons getting a second chance at life. Go comment. Okay, I'm gonna link it up below. Click that link. It is going to take you straight there. Go comment on the web, because this is they haven't got the website up and running for you to be able to go on there and try to get your firearms. But hey, convicted felons, go. Also, I had a conversation. I had a pretty good conversation with Sheriff Victor Hill today. All right, this man is running for Congress. All right, congressional seat, 5th district, which is DeKalb, parts of DeKalb, parts of Fulton, and parts of Clayton. Okay, and he also has been on the wrong side of the law, so he understands from both sides, and he is going to fight for the convicted felons. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put a link below for him that I want y'all to give. If convicted felons gave $5 a month, all right. If convicted felons gave $5 a month, if regular citizens gave $10 a month, Victor Hill can win this campaign, man. Help the brother out, man. Because he believed by him, and I think that's the best kind of candidate, is the one that really understands what's going on with the people. Victor Hill did a couple years in federal prison, and that was a fall from grace because he was the sheriff of Clayton County, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And now he's running for Congress, so he understands. So click that link below, man, and try to get your donation on. All right. Okay. Donald Trump also understands what's going on. Okay. Now, he gave a pardon to Lil Wayne. This was back when he was president the first time, why everybody always trying to say the man is racist. The first time around, he also gave a pardon to Kodak Black, right? Now, what Lil Boosie just went down on. Now, we do know Trump is a pro-2A president. He is the most pro-2A president in the history of this country, right? Once he catch wind of what is going on to Lil Boosie, Trump gonna be like, was he breaking the law? Was he doing this? Yeah, he got a pass. Everybody got a pass. Everybody did something in their past. All right. Trump gonna look at him as though he is being targeted by the federal government, and Donald Trump is gonna pardon him. I'm telling you, you're hearing it here first. Donald Trump is going to pardon Lil Boosie. He won't see a day of time. And if he do, it won't be long at all. Okay, so we got to look at anytime these people, that's his favorite people to pardon. When he feels like you're being unjustly targeted, he gonna pardon you. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Chrisleys. You know what I'm saying? He felt like they was wrongfully targeted. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, you heard it here first. Donald Trump is going to pardon Lil Boosie. All right, this is gonna be a sound bite, a clip, you know, whatever, a short, a TikTok. Donald Trump is going to pardon Lil Boosie on this charge right here. He is not going to do any time. All right. So we appreciate you tapping in, man. Comment below. What do you think? What do you think about this case? Thank you for tuning into XconMedia. Go right ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hurry up!